everyone, my name is Bethany and I, along with my husband Sean, run Trash Pandas Thrift. We're a six-figure reselling business, and here on this channel, we share with you all of our tips, tricks, and experiences, all so that you can start and grow your very own reselling business too. I'm going to tell you a little story today about how only sourcing high sell-through rate brands almost put me out of business, and what I did instead to grow our business to what it is today. Soon after I started reselling, I decided I needed to lower my cost of goods. I felt like I was putting in way too much time and effort for way too little profit on my actual gross sales. And the best way I knew how to lower my cost of goods was to go to the Goodwill outlet. I've never looked back. It's still my favorite place to source to this day. But as I kept sourcing at the Goodwill outlet that first few months, I remember thinking to myself, I can't do this. This isn't sustainable. There's no way I'm going to find enough pieces to list every single day that have a high sell-through rate on eBay. What I mean by that is a very popular, and this is just recently, it is a popular belief and a practice that the pieces that we should pick up to resell online that a lot of people do in their own business are purely based on data when they search up comps on eBay. Meaning an item with a high sell-through rate on eBay would have more items sold than actually active. And this is a wonderful idea, truly. I'm not saying anything against this in any way. We actually have some videos here on this channel that talks about that method of reselling and sourcing versus what I'm going to talk about today, which is style-based sourcing and selling. There's nothing wrong with that. When I was at the thrift store, when I was at the Goodwill outlet, I could not find nearly enough high sell-through rate items, high sell-through rate brands and pieces to keep my business afloat. I would be at the Goodwill outlet for hours, and come out with 20 pounds, 25 pounds of pieces that I was like, it's not quite what I was looking for, but I spent all this time here. I also have another job to go to. I have to go to school. I can't spend my time here only looking for high sell-through rate brands and coming out with just so little with my input that I actually put in. My business probably would have, I don't want to say it because truly, like, knock on wood, this is brick, but hold on, wood. Knock on wood, I don't know if I would still be standing here. I don't know if I ever would have started this YouTube channel. I don't know if I'd have this business today. I truly think that would have been the nail in my coffin for my business. If I kept thinking I needed to build a business that worked in the way that I only saw other people doing it. In this one way, this one track mind way that I decided was the only way that I could build a business. Instead, I decided that I can run my business in a way that fits my life best. I started doing something called style-based sourcing and selling items based on style. I have a lot of different videos on my channel that talks a little bit about this. There are videos that are entitled How I Use Keywords to Sell Items and Style-Based Sourcing that you can go ahead and search and they will pop up for you. But while you're here, if you've never heard about it or if you want to hear me talk about it a little bit more, using style aesthetics in order to sell an item that may not comp well, may not have a good sell-through rate, and quite honestly, could have a brand is the power of style-based sourcing. By using style aesthetics to identify a trending style in an item, pairing it with a second step, which is those right keywords. With style-based sourcing, you can't just rely on the brand of the item itself to pull that through because sell-through rate might not be there. In order to sell your item, you are relying not just on yourself in order to see that style in the item, but keywords in order to use SEO to actually get your items in front of buyers' eyes. It's not as hard as it sounds, and it's quite easy, especially if you understand specific style aesthetics that people are looking for online. If anything, reselling, I love to talk about this, is moving towards that. It's moving towards that way, that buyer demand of people wanting specific styles that are trending, style aesthetics that they want to embody and create outfits in, not just brands. If you're curious about what I mean, I'll show you an example. If I search up something like Levi's polo long sleeve or Levi's collared sweatshirt, the sell-through rate of this item probably is not the best. I didn't even look it up before this video because quite honestly, this is exactly what I mean by a style-based item. I picked this item up. I will show you the brand, but again, the brand wouldn't have mattered to me, based on style. I even wanted to include a men's style-based item because I show so many women's style-based items on my channel, but I do this with men's pieces too. This men's piece is a great example of a trending style right now. Rugby shirts and pieces that look like rugby shirts are trending, especially from brands like Ralph Lauren and brands that have a type of heritage Americana, very sporty, preppy feel. All of those keywords, and although this is not Ralph Lauren, it's Levi's, I'm gonna use in order to sell this, even if comps suggest I shouldn't have picked it up if I was only sourcing based on what I saw had a high sell-through rate when I was at the thrift store. Beauty of this is sometimes style-based pieces, and in my business specifically, all of my items I sell within 90 days. That is one of the biggest goals when you're sourcing based on sell-through rate. In general, you want to have as close to 100% sell-through rate when you're looking at these items if you're following that method of sourcing, because that's telling you you have a really high likelihood of selling an item within 90 days. Just because I do not only sell items that have a high sell-through rate doesn't mean you can't still have a high sell-through rate store. This is a really funny way of saying that I still consider my business a high sell-through rate business. All items that I list sell within 90 days, and more often, a lot of the items sell within the very first month. You can manipulate the sell-through rate of your items if you have a strong knowledge and you use keywords and style aesthetics in order to back your items up. All of this is to say that there is no one way to build or run a reselling business. The best way to run that reselling business is in the way that works best for you, depending on what you have access to in your area and what you feel most confident relying on, whether that is learning style aesthetics and keywords so that you can sell anything that you come across if it has the right style, or if you'd rather have a data-driven approach with sell-through rate. The best part is you don't have to do either or. What I love to do in my business is I combine them. If I find a great high sell-through rate item at the thrift store, a great brand, I'm taking it home. You best believe I am absolutely taking it home. It is not a concept or a question of, I don't want to do this. I think, of course, if we all had access to it, we would. It seems like an easier way to do reselling, and in many ways, it is. But understanding and building a skill that you can use no matter what you're finding. It could be a bad day at the thrift store for everyone else, but if you found a sea of great style-based items, you could still have a great day and you could still run your business off of exactly what you have available to you. That is my personal goal in my business. It means, yes, I still sell every high sell-through rate item I come across, and I say that because I think that's a common misconception. I'll tell you a quick story, and we'll get through this very quickly, but I was thinking about this story the other day. I often meet people from YouTube, that people that watch me or have seen my videos, and I love meeting people when I'm at the thrift store or the bins and we end up chatting. It's really one of my favorite parts of doing this. I met someone, I think a year or two ago, when I was at the bins when we lived in California, and we were chatting about the bins. It was her first time. I was so excited. I love meeting people who it's their first time at the bins. I think it can make or break your experience if you have a good first time, and I really do my best to make it a good first time for people if I know. And I remember her saying to me that, hey, like, I watch your videos and I heard you say when you're at the bins, you should network with people because often people sell different things than you. I'm like, yeah, like, that's amazing. That's great. You're off to such a good start right now. And she said to me, I know you don't sell high sell-through rate pieces. I know you only do style-based pieces. I know you only try to sell bad brands. If you find a great brand or a high sell-through rate piece, you can give it to me and I'll go ahead and try to find something for you. And I said to myself, okay, number one, I get where she's coming from and I understand that it was a totally innocent thing to say. I'm not insulted by it at all. But number two, why do we have to be either or? Why is it I have to do my business completely in one way, right? And to that I said, okay. To her I said, yeah, for sure, right? Because in that moment, I definitely didn't want to make anyone feel embarrassed or thinking that they said something that they shouldn't have, of course. I thought to myself, am I putting out content in a way where it seems like I'm not picking up absolutely anything and everything that I could make money on? And I think that is the ultimate goal of my business. And in general, what I think a lot of reselling businesses have underneath them. We want to make money in the best way that we possibly can, meaning with the least amount of time, the least amount of effort, and the most amount of impact. And I want to make the most amount of money while doing all three. That means when I'm at the thrift store, I am buying high sell-through rate items. I am finding and I'm buying style-based items. In our business, we also wholesale to brick and mortar. And we supply buy, sell, trade, and consignment stores. So I'm also picking up trendy mall brands, PacSun, Brandy Melville, and a whole range of other brands that otherwise I don't see people pick up that we're able to make money in bulk by selling. There is never going to be only one way to do something. And even if you want to dabble in quite a couple, that is okay. It is great to be a reseller that has strengths in multiple different areas. And to be clear and to round this all out, it's also okay not to. It's also okay to look at my video and say, hey, this is not for me. I am not doing style-based sourcing. And to that I say, valid. I completely understand you. Not everything is for everyone. It's also completely okay to say, I'm only going to style-based source because that's what brings me joy. I'm only going to sell XYZ if that's what brings you joy. If at the end of the day, your goal is to make as much amount of money picking up the items that are going to sell for good money and that you can turn quickly, there is way more to reselling than just picking up high sell-through rate items, although I know we all love that too. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know this is more of a story time more than anything else, but I really wanted to bring to you guys more into what I'm currently thinking about and in our business, our philosophy of doing things in a way that I don't often see on social media that I'd love to get us talking about more. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.